Okay.
All right, everybody. Well, this is sort of SANDCAST and sort of a McKibbin video. We got a little collab, and then we're also bringing in another Wilson staff advisory member, our guy Stafford Slick. So on the call here, we got Bourne, Riley McKibbin, Madison McKibbin, and Stafford Slick. The full Wilson advisory team, well, half of the Wilson advisory team. And we decided to do a little quarantine collaboration to do something a little bit different. And we're doing a debate-style show. So I am kind of moderating today. We haven't come up with a name for it, so maybe we'll leave it to the fans to come up with a name. So what we have here is 21 topics for you guys to discuss and debate. Not all of them are on volleyball. Most of them are. So each topic will have roughly 2 minutes to discuss. Everyone can earn a point on any topic. But the individual with the most points by the 21st topic, will be able to award a bag of balls or Wilson equipment to a club of their choice. So Wilson's a sponsor of all of us, so had to give them a huge shout out before we get started here. Now, are you boys ready for topic number 1?
Yes. Let's do this. I've been studying all day.
All right, topic number 1. Wanted to start you guys off with a softball and give a shout out to our sponsor, Wilson. So in beach volleyball, there are 3 sort of major tours, so to speak. We have the FIVB, which is international, the AVP, which is domestic, and then NORCECA, which is continental. And we use 3 different balls. We have the Mikasa on the FIVB, the Molten, whatever version. It could be lime green, it could be red, white, and blue. Who knows what they're coming out with next year. Then AVP uses the Wilson. Now, who makes the best ball in beach volleyball and why? And
wow, we're starting off with the plug right away.
Right off the bat.
Hard hitter.
Who's going to say the wrong ball?
Timer's going.
2 minutes, let's go.
2 minutes start now.
Who's starting?
Maddie, you're first to go, so lead us off, brother.
Okay, well, in my since Riley and I have played in so many NORCECAs and FIVBs, I can't even count all of them. It's kind of hard to choose, but in reality, we really haven't played with many of the Mikasa or the NORCECA, so it's easy for us. It is the Wilson. I will speak for Riley, but it's a tough question to start off right at the bat. I mean, we're all sponsored by Wilson.
I'm gonna jump in here and jump ahead of Try because I'm stealing Try's answers coming straight out of his mouth. I think the Wilson ball is the best ball because it's the only ball where you don't have to change your game to adapt to the ball. Every other ball, you have to change your game in some sort of aspect, whether it's the Mikasa ball where you have to float serve instead of jump serve. You are having to completely change your game. And yeah, that's all I got. Sorry, I got distracted.
Riley should get that point. Try should get that point.
I already said it first.
I'm going to get it
late.
I'm going to get it.
Okay,
I'm going to get it right now. As the king of NORCECAs for the United States of America, having played in more than anyone else, and also played 2 full-time seasons on the FIVB, I think I am better suited to answer this question than any of you. So I will say that Wilson is by far the best ball because it allows the athlete's talents to showcase more than any other ball. Like Riley said, you adjust your game partially to it, but Wilson is the most pure ball and it allows the athlete to demonstrate their athletic skill. Another person pointed out to me with the Mikasa, if a 14-year-old can ace you off the court, that's probably not a ball that people should be using.
Or maybe you're just terrible at passing.
Ace you off the court.
Our 2 minutes is up.
I like Stafford.
Stafford is great.
Try. Do you want to jump in and add anything? Our 2 minutes is
No,
up.
They knew my answer was so good that they just took up all the time. Listen,
One other thing, Kame Schalk said it. He said it because he's played with both for longer than anyone has, playing for Canada and the U.S. And he said that, beach volleyball is made up of rallies. The longer the rallies, like the better the plays. And like the Wilson, you have longer rallies because you're able to control it more. There's not as many errors. And I liked his answer a lot, as well as Try's. So.
All right. Well, that one.
I got 2 FIVB victories and I got 3 AVPs with the Wilson. So I'm going Wilson.
Hey, what about the snow volleyball? Never thought about that.
Oh man, I didn't even.
I can't handle the
You
cold.
guys have played with that ball.
Worry not, Maddie. You will have your chance in a couple questions to discuss snow volley. Stafford, I'm giving you the point on that one since Riley just sort of picked Try's answer and made it his own. Maddie, I like the late jump in the end. So Stafford's up 1-0.
Try should get
Perfect.
a point.
Question.
No, I disagree.
Question number 2. Name your beach volleyball Mount Rushmore. This one just for men. Try, I'm going to throw this one to you since you've had a lot of experience talking to both old school and some of the new school greats on the podcast.
Wait. Is that 4 people, Mount Rushmore?
4 people, Mount Rushmore.
Are they playing on the same team?
You're just picking your 4 all-time greatest players.
Got it. Gotta go Karch. Phil. Steffes. And Bourne.
Can you get a point in this game?
Oh, only I know what I'm capable of.
Try with probably the most unique answer. Staff, who you got? Who's on your Mount Rushmore?
Mount Rushmore. Well, some of the members of Mount Rushmore are part of the founding fathers, so I think you got to go way back to like Ron Von Hagen back in the day. Karchi's obviously on there. I would say Phil is the most dominant player probably of all time, so I'd put him in there. And then who would be my Teddy Roosevelt? He's like tucked in the back in there somewhere, but he's still kind of part of it. Let's throw another defender in there. Maybe we go St. John in there.
Ooh.
I like the Von Hagen.
Riley,
I don't think many people would have put Von Hagen on there, but I appreciate that answer.
Do you know the presidents of Mount Rushmore?
Negative.
Nope.
No idea.
I don't either.
Yeah. Thank God you asked how many presidents were on it. I was like, I don't know, 5.
Lincoln, Roosevelt, Jefferson. Is that right?
Yeah,
I mean,
is he
Mount
on there?
Rushmore is way closer to where you grew up than where we grew up.
That's very true. That's
So,
100% true. Yeah.
That's I'm banking it. All right, Riley.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I mean, I think if you're going best of all time, 4 of Phil Dalhausser could be up there, and it would be a great monument. But if you can't do that, you got to go Phil Dalhausser, Tim Hovland, Mike Dodd, and Chris Geeter McGee.
Oh, wow. Geeter.
Ooh. That is good. Oh, man. Okay, you guys all went old school. I'm going to stay relatively newer school. I'm going to pick not any old people, even though they all deserve to be on there.
Sorry, Hayden.
I'm gonna take Karen Bula because I can't stop watching him play because he's like the most entertaining volleyball player out there, I think. I would put Anders Mol, and then my defender would be one of the Polish guys. How they just set and they run all those plays.
Just one of them.
I mean, they both do it. I forget their names. I don't play on the world tour like you guys. But there's some pure entertainment. I'd switch one of them out and put Rosie because I would just watch a replay of Rosie playing, and entertainment-wise, he was incredible.
So Rosie's
so
new school
gnarly.
now, not old school.
I mean, not as old school as you guys went old school.
Maddie's
That's
put
true.
together our all YouTube team. I appreciate that one.
Okay, yeah.
For the Mount Rushmore, just for the record, I would go Karch, St. John, Steffes, and Phil. That one I'm giving points to both Riley and Stafford.
Dude, you have
We're on the board.
My list is your list.
Did I not hear the question properly?
If we're putting together YouTube Mount Rushmore, you had it.
All right, whatever.
All right.
You could put Ricardo on there too, or Manuel. Those guys are gnarly.
Yeah.
Hey, you can't get more points on this, dude.
But you can get minus points.
He said you can
got
get
a
points at
point.
any time.
All right.
To question number 3, what is the best beach volleyball match you have ever seen? Riley, since you guys have probably parsed through, we need Parker Conley, the Bounce Beach kid, on here for
I
this
got
one,
you. I got you.
All right, shoot it.
Best beach volleyball match I've ever seen, and just got lucky enough to play in it, was the 4-man event that we put on 21st Street with Richard Jefferson. Stafford was there. Casey was there. Myself, Madison, and the head coach of the Lakers.
Former Lakers.
At the time.
Sacramento Kings.
Luke Walton. That was the most epic game that I've been a part of, and I'll say that I've seen too. Entertainment wise.
And our listeners can find that on your YouTube page, kind of buried pretty far at this point.
Shameless plug right there.
Shameless plug.
Maddie, what's your best match?
Oh man, best match I've ever watched. You know, I haven't watched that many stuff, and this is not a plug, but when Riley said the 4-man, I was just thinking about, I gotta say, our finals against Russia in snow volleyball, because I've never felt that feeling of just complete and utter we're gonna lose and just slowly climbing to the top, and that was gnarly.
Yeah,
that was one of the gnarliest matches I've been a part of. But I don't stay after I get out. I don't stay around the AVP tournaments and watch them. So I haven't been binge watching that much AVP stuff. So yep, I'm gonna hang on to that.
I'm gonna jump in. You should stick around to more AVP matches after you lose, because they're awesome. And the best one of the best ones I've been in person for was when Furby and Jennings won the Manhattan Open in 2013. They beat Phil and Sean, who were arguably one of the top teams in the world at the time. They beat them twice en route to Manhattan Pier, and Furby hadn't played for an entire season and just came back out of the woodwork and sealed his fate and stamped his name on the pier. And I still have this image in my mind of Furby at the end, and he picked up his daughter and was just hugging her and holding her, and it was Manhattan in the background, and it was unreasonable. It was unreal. It was amazing.
I heard about that match.
Furby is one of them. Was ridiculous during that match. Yeah. He just dug 6 unreal balls in a row. You couldn't go wrong.
Dude, we've played 6-man with Furby, and he'll go a whole year without playing, and he'll be hands down the best outside hitter in all of 6-man. Yeah, Riley?
Yeah, so, team guys. Yeah,
just it's incredible.
Insane. Dude, Furby and Mark Williams are 2 guys who just need 0 practice and just come out and they're unbelievable.
Stafford, that was a good one.
Casey dumped me for Furby
Travis,
to play
where's
Manhattan.
That mute button at?
Try. What you got, brother?
Listen, Travis, don't fall into Stafford's trying to bring up sentimental, and then at the end of the match, the sun is going down.
Here's another.
He's telling a story. I like it.
Wait. Another one of the best matches I've ever seen was when Bourne was out for 2 years and came back and won his first FIVB. That was pretty awesome.
Oh, there we go.
Now you're cool with talking about. All 3 of us are okay. Riley said a match that he played in. I said a match that I played in. And Stafford said a match that you played in. We're all happy.
Everybody's good.
I was saying,
I'm up 3
2015
to 1 to 0-0.
Oh man.
Try. Do you have a match for us? We're well over the 2 minutes.
2015 World Championships final, 21-19 in the third for a World Championship. That was the one. Brazil, Netherlands, and the Netherlands had to go through the U.S. team in the quarterfinals. That gnarly team.
Yeah, and probably the single best set on YouTube. That third set is ridiculous.
Wait, who was it?
It was Allison and Bruno and Numador and Varenhorst.
Okay, I've seen that. All right.
Grinder.
All right, that's the first one.
This is a subjective one.
I'm giving all 4 of you guys get points for that one. For creativity, we got a snow volley, a 4-on-4 with the NBA stars. We have and then 2 matches that are 2 of my legit favorite rewatches on YouTube. So not the hardest critic here, but I like it.
Travis, I don't want any pity points. If I'm not scoring any, don't give me any.
Listen, well, I watched your snow volley match, and just from the sheer backdrop, that was an unbelievable match to watch.
Oh yeah, you were there.
Yeah, I was there. I watched
it.
Jeez.
Oh yeah.
That?
You were there, and you were there.
All right, question number 4. Over under. How many AVP stops will we have this year?
Ooh.
And try. I don't think
What's
you've
the
let off
over-under?
question yet.
Over under what? Or
How many AVP stops?
So do we set the line and we say over and under, or are we
we'll
just
set
setting the line?
Set the line at 2.5.
Okay.
2.5, like one, somebody coughs in one and then we have to stop. So
Well,
there's only
now
half
you
an
just
event.
have to pick a real number.
I think under.
A
Go
true
on.
Vegas line.
Under. Because I think that they're going to do less events, but high quality when they do put it on. Maybe
Okay.
draw it out a little bit.
Okay.
So you're saying 2 try. Okay.
I just had an AVP player committee morning, so I'm going to bow out of this question.
Oh, so you have the inside scoop?
I have the inside scoop.
This is where we break news, Stafford.
Yeah.
Can we
Well, let's
edit
just
this
see.
out?
Let's see.
Besides, I already have 3 points, so I'm fine right now.
Well,
I just missed my serve into the tape right now. So
that's
I'm
just like getting
that point.
inside information, so it would be a minus point. So
All right, answer.
I'll say over 2.
Over 2?
Just because I like being optimistic and I don't want to, Yeah, I'll say over 2. I think we could probably throw something together, and there's the AVP could get creative with how they host these events. It doesn't have to be all over the country. It can be in one area on multiple weekends. So I'll say above 2. Let's say
Okay.
5. I'll say 5.
Whoa. I love it.
5.
Reach for the stars,
Hey,
dude.
you only have
Yeah,
to
we
pick
got-
the over and under and 2.5.
Doubling down.
I'll say over.
Over? Why are we going over?
I don't know, dude. Honestly, it's like week to week with all the information that's going out there.
Mute.
We don't really know.
I'm going
I'll say over. I don't know.
So try and Riley. Riley, I like the positivity and the explanation, and Try, I like the quality over quantity. And then Staff, you admitted that you served into the tape. Question number 5. Who is the best partnership that never was? So 2 players that would have been so good together. We'll go American only, that have never partnered together.
Phil and Taylor.
Phil and Tay?
First one to say it.
I'll say Phil and Hayden.
Ooh.
I knew you were going to say that.
Oh.
Oh, because he could utilize Phil's strengths very well, I think.
Yeah, but I feel like the personality combination would have been interesting at best.
Well, I didn't say they play all season together. One tournament.
Would Hayden be all that much different from playing with Todd? I mean, I don't know either of them too well, but their on-court emotional level seems pretty similar.
It would be a little different just in the sense. Well, if it depends if Phil's willing to hit on 2. That's the difference.
I feel like Hayden does like set it up so you have to hit on 2 though. He's like, here you go, you have to hit this. This isn't an option anymore.
Versus Nick just yelling at him to hit on 2 all the time. No!
Stafford, who's your pick?
I mean, yeah, kind of Phil / insert top defender. I think Phil and Taylor would have been formidable, but I think the style of game that Hayden has relied on over the years is pretty dynamic and physical. And I think Phil's probably one of the biggest people on the planet that could actually run that sort of system. You were obviously a part of it for a long time, but it's just real fast tempo and like capitalizing on efficiency. And I think Phil kind of has that mind for it too, where he's pretty strategic in how he approaches the game. So I think him and Hayden probably would be a pretty technically unstoppable team.
Maddie, I see that you got the beard thinking over there.
I know I'm not going to score any points here, so next question. I'm not going to even try. I'm not going to try. Let's not waste our time.
I would have gone back to old school. I would have gone Karch and Randy Stoklos. I think would have been a fun one to watch. Try, since you were the first one to say Phil and Hayden, and since that's the partnership that I would love to see that hasn't happened yet. Tries get the point on that one. Question 6. Where does The Last Dance stand on your all-time documentary list? And Maddie, since we've talked about documentaries together, I'm just going to toss that one to you.
I would say number 1, hands down. Riley, I don't think you've seen it, but like I've watched a bunch of YouTube videos on the director of it and just the story behind how Michael or the NBA held on to the 20 years footage. But I thought it was masterful how they not only jumped timelines, but told those mini stories of each player, from Steve Kerr, Dennis Rodman, Scottie Pippen, stuff that you've never seen before. And like, I don't know, it encourages Riley and I to like film as much as we possibly can. Granted, we're never going to make something like that, but just to see those behind the scenes stuff, it was incredible. So just how they put together basically his whole entire career, and they jumped the timeline all over the place. That was incredible. And also the graphics they used were phenomenal. It's by far and away the best documentary series I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen it, then what would be your, I guess, most recommended documentary and why? But
well, I haven't seen it, but the fact that there's this much hype around it and this much exposure just speaks volumes for a project like this. Like, it's a sports documentary. At best, it maybe gets like, 2 or 3 nights of exposure and hype, but this has lasted for a long time now, and that's pretty incredible. But since I haven't seen it, my top documentary series would be the Formula One series.
Okay, the Drive to Survive.
Drive to Survive. Madison and I both watched that, and neither of us were Formula One fans before watching it. And after watching it, we were diehard fans of a sport that we knew previously nothing about. Mm-hmm. So that's my answer.
Yeah, dig it. Try. I know you've been watching.
Yeah, I have been watching. First of all, The Last Dance was smart. They moved up the date that they were releasing it, and they did it during quarantine when there's no sports on TV. So they kind of cheated to make it so everyone's watching about it and talking about it. It's literally the only thing to watch.
Yeah. Well,
top 3 for me. Top 3 just because of the content alone and how legendary the team was, but the documentary itself wasn't like as inspiring as some of the other ones. Like, some of the other ones had me like wanting to go out to practice. This one was like intriguing to get to look into seeing like who Michael Jordan was, which is a pretty gnarly person. So I'd say top 3 for me. For me, it's like a documentary that makes me want to go out and do something or make lifestyle changes is the one I like most. And I guess lately it was Momentum Generation for me. Like, growing up on the island surfing and all that, I was like so stoked on Momentum Generation for me personally.
I like that one too. That was a solid doc.
Momentum Generation's my all-timer.
That was Kelly Slater at HBO, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
So throwing it down to Stafford real quick.
Just give me the points.
Give him the points. I haven't seen Last Dance, but you're kind of making me want to at this point. But a couple, one of them that stands out in my mind for some reason is the 30 for 30 on Bo Jackson. You ever see that one?
Yeah.
It's just like it feels like it's just like a Paul Bunyan story. The entire time it's just Bo Jackson doing incredible things. So that was rad. And then another one that I watched when I was a teenager and a kid and loved it was Dogtown and D-Boys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. I like that.
All right.
That was crazy.
One more question before we get to kind of a score update. We have, who do you think the next American team to win an Olympic gold medal will be? And I'm just going to throw this one off to you.
Listen, I'm doing everything I can just to build my own confidence. I gotta speak it. I gotta live it. So, I mean, I just think the logical answer is Trevor Crabb and his guy.
American sweethearts.
Oh man,
baby court bangers.
Staff.
I don't think I would ever describe Trevor Crabb as a baby court banger.
No, yeah. Yeah.
Baby court, chip around.
For the record, do you remember when Trevor used to pokey with his fist all the time
Yeah.
for like 4 years. We're like, dude, that's not how you do it, Trevor. Every time, high line, pokey with the fist.
block, you block like this.
I can see Trevor just offended, like, dude, it works. It works. Did you get it? It works.
He still blocks like that though.
The guy who pokeyed with the fist for 4 years is going to win a gold medal. That would be that should be the next documentary.
That'd be a fairy tale story.
Legend of the Pokey Fist.
Steph, since you went last time, let's toss it down to you.
Last time. Next team to win an Olympic gold medal. I don't know. I guess it determines if international volleyball is going to be like a thing again. I mean, as dreary as that sounds, the idea of people from all over the world getting on a plane and going to one place seems a little far off. But that said, I would love to see Jake win a medal, gold, silver, or otherwise. Like I think that guy's put in 2 decades worth of work and has come up short from the medal rounds three times. How many times has he been in the Olympics? Three. He's gnarly, man.
Three.
I would love to see that happen, whether that's a reality or not, given the state of the world tour and how gnarly the athletes are on it. I don't know. That's a tricky question. I don't think I have an answer. As much as you would like it to be you, Try. I don't know if I have the answer for that.
Sure.
Maddie or Riley?
Well, it could be next Olympics too.
I think it's a BS question because we got Trevor, Try, and Taylor, all guys who grew up on. One of the guys in this conversation.
You know, you can pick April and Alex.
What is this?
You can pick April and Alex.
That's a great call.
April and
Alex.
I never clarified it had to be men.
I think April and Alex for sure. Over all you three, April and Alex.
It could be the next Olympics too. You know,
it could be the. You know what? So what I was thinking was Winter Olympics. It's just hedging the bet.
True.
How many plugs are you?
That's
how many plugs are you going to give for your snow volleyball?
It's going to be us in the next snow volleyball Olympics.
And you could have gone for a future team. Like, say everybody just messes up in this Olympics. It could be like
Naya and Delaney,
like Phil and Taylor.
Naya, yeah. Exactly.
All right. So we are after 7 points. We're gonna do a little side switch here. Let me count up the points. We got Try at 1, 2, 3, 4. Maddie, you got 2.
Hey, did you give us points for the documentary thing?
Yeah, you got a point for the documentary. I got you there. Riley, or I can tell you what point when you scored on.
No,
Try,
I don't care.
Riley, you are also at 4, and Stafford, you're at 4. So we got a 3-way tie at 4.
I'm at 4.
Maddie,
They all have 4. I have 2.
Maddie, you're pacing yourself. All
it's
right.
not how you start; it's how you finish.
Thank you, Riley. Thank you, Riley.
It's just the first side switch. You're fine.
All right. So we have. Do we want to do 14 more questions? We go a little bit over the 2-minute time limit.
We could. I think this is the 3rd set.
Okay.
This is going to 15.
I think. I mean,
Win by
honestly,
2?
I think short and simple is good. We've gotten some good ones. Let's just give us your next big 4 or something.
Okay.
Wait, but does the loser sit out a point?
No, we'll keep everyone involved for here.
Do you want me to sit out, Try? I mean,
It,
I can leave. I can go cook dinner. I can start drinking wine. I don't know. I can go play volleyball with my Wilsons.
To be fair, I'm on my phone, and the only other 3 people I see is Riley, Try, and Travis. So I mean, yeah. I have to swipe to see you. Where are you, anyways? Oh, there you are. Oh yeah, dude. Hey.
Oh, that was good.
All right, so we'll do.
Appreciate
here,
that.
we'll make this one a set to 15. So we'll only do 15 total questions. We'll have 8 more. Who is?
You got to be a little bit more on top of it with the timer. You got to cut us off a little bit more.
Who is the best player yet to win an AVP? And let's see, since there are only 2 of us in this conversation who have not won an AVP, Riley, I'm going to start with you on this one.
Let's see, best player to still. I'll say I'll say Troy Field. He's like on the cusp of winning. He made it to the semis, I think the finals once last year. Semis more than a few times. I know he's raw and he's got a lot more work to do, but he's one of those guys that if he keeps on going at the pace that he's at on that trajectory that he's going, I mean, he's going to be winning a bunch of AVPs, and if not, maybe going, at even higher levels. So I'll say Troy Field.
Yeah,
I like it.
I would jump in.
Staff.
Yeah, I'm going to jump in and go with his counterpart last season, is Tim Bomgren. I think Tim is one of the smoothest players on tour, and for a guy that never gets to practice consistently, I think he's on my list for like what could have been, like if he were to be able to devote full-time attention to volley. Like I think he could have been a force on the water as a 6'5" like defender, super athletic lefty. But I mean, he came super close in Austin.
Dude, I know when he played with Taylor, that was an incredible match. Nick and Phil versus Taylor and Troy. It was so entertaining.
Did you see his ankle afterwards? Like he sprained his ankle.
Oh, yeah,
it was like a pig foot. Yeah, it was ridiculous. But yeah, and then got into a final last year too. Yeah, so Tim would be on my list for sure. He's been playing for a long time.
We got 20 seconds left between Try and Maddie.
Has Brandy won a tournament?
That's it. I don't think she's won an AVP. I like that.
Take Brandy.
Damn it.
Maddie,
you were going to say Try?
Count. That's a point.
Woo!
Whoa, guy.
I gotta agree with Bomgren. How do I get the last 5 seconds? I gotta go with Bomgren.
Well, if you're gonna just match what I say, then you don't even need to say anything.
Well, my answers were taken. Actually, realistically, it's Brandy. I go Brandy.
It's Brandy.
So does that mean I get 2 points?
It doesn't. Nope.
We'll give you one. Let's not get greedy here.
Okay. I got a lot of makeup.
And Staff, I do like the answer. I think that Troy is definitely up and coming. I don't think he is like the best player yet to win. I think that Tim probably, and I would throw Billy Kalinsky on that list too. As hard as that is to admit sometimes, but he's been to a bunch of times.
There's like crickets going on right now.
Whoa!
All right. So since it's come up a few times, what is more impressive? A gold medal in snow volleyball or a gold medal, the World Championship 4-on-4 gold medal?
Stafford, try. What do you guys think?
I would say 4-on-4 for sure. First of all, I should have been on these. You guys know, you get me in the middle on the 4-man, and it's.
I know, dude. Try in the middle 4-man. For anyone who doesn't know, we just talked about it. Try played middle all of high school and was gnarly, but even gnarly outside. Yeah, there was one year at SC where we thought about putting Try in the middle, and Riley was setting Try like 3 balls and 1s. I was like,
that's right.
Oh, this is dangerous. And Try's like moving pin to pin, blocking.
Dude, we should have done that.
Oh, I know. Man. I don't know why we didn't do that.
Dude, I was so hoping because then I could have played outside.
The reason why we didn't do it is because Fergie didn't want to take Zahn out of the middle. That's the only reason we didn't try it.
No, we had a match where Fergie put Ian Wright in instead of moving me to the middle and having Maddie come in for me on the outside at Pepperdine. I remember that. That was my chance.
Well, this is
that was my chance.
The complete dovetail. This is nobody cares.
Oh, people would love this stuff, Stafford. You don't even know.
I would say winning the cookie corner 4-man in Hawaii was probably better than both.
Wow, those are some good answers. I think points all around.
This might be the first total strikeout, which I'll give myself -1. Apparently, bad question. Riley, do you have any thoughts on gold or in snow or Doha or the cookie corner?
I'm gonna say, let's just move on. I've already put in too many shameless plugs. I don't need to plug myself again.
Watch snow volleyball.
All right. So
click the link right here.
The next question then. So the NBA, a couple reports have came up that the NBA may run the rest of its season at Disney's Wide World of Sports, where they would have practices and games there and just stream it. What are the odds you think that the NBA actually plays its entire season at Disney World?
I mean, I think they need to play in as controlled an environment as they possibly can, right? I mean, essentially they have to play in like a petri dish. So, I mean, if that's a place that's been willing to open themselves up to that, then I mean, if the players can go and they can be in a controlled environment, then yeah. I mean, then when they win the championships and they say they want to go to Disney World, they're already like there. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think number one, if they do it, they should document the entire thing. But two, even though there aren't going to be a bunch of fans that come to the game, which, you know, is kind of a buzzkill when it comes to the entertainment value of sports, it's kind of an interesting opportunity because we're going to be able to see the game like we've never seen it before. They're going to be able to put cameras super up close, right on the court. They're going to be able to put microphones on the coaches, on the refs. So we're going to see and hear the game like we've never heard it before. And I think the allure of that is going to outweigh all of the other, I don't know, risks or non-benefits to not having aired the league.
Yeah, I think if you look at, like, did you guys watch the match the other day with Tiger and Phil and Tom Brady and Peyton Manning? It had a record. There's never been a golf telecast more watched than that one. So I think pretty much any sport that's televising right now is just like setting records.
Well, I think there's the other side of the whole thing. It sounds like it would work if it's contained, but I know the players are split on it no matter what sport it is. Like Mike Trout came out and he said, like, yeah, we could all stay at a hotel and play a game, but then I can't see my family for another 2 weeks as I have to quarantine. Right. And so when you have these player contracts or player negotiation agreements with the leagues, like everyone has to be on board for this to happen. They're not going to come in with like half the Utah Jazz and their studs are going to stay off. So like you need everyone on board. And I don't know where those players stand in the NBA, but there's just so much more to it that, yeah, from an entertainment perspective, it could be great. It could be rad, but there's so many other factors that, you know, I did see one thing about them mentioning possibly one-on-one basketball coming back or not coming back, being started. I mean,
that'd be easy to test and implement.
I mean, yeah. And you could just choose to be like, yeah, I'll play one-on-one. I can stay away from my family. I don't need my whole team. Sorry.
Any thoughts?
The mute button is a little bit lower. It's down here.
Wait, who are you muting?
Press this thing. It's not working. I think there's about a 70% chance that they're going to run the NBA. I think that it's too good of a business opportunity. Most of the money is not made from people sitting in seats. And it's a great excuse from a business standpoint to test out these new things. And there's going to be so many things that these businesses learn from quarantine that they can use moving forward. And they're going to take advantage of the opportunity. 70%. And your question was, what are the odds? So I'm the only one who said.
Hey, you get a point for that. All right, moving 70%. On. If you could add, change, or remove one rule in beach volleyball, what's your rule?
Let's start with Try, because Try's gotten the short end of the stick every time.
Good point. Try, you can lead us off.
I'm just coming off my high of my full point. If I could change one rule in volleyball.
If you could add, change, or remove a rule.
I would say I'd like to make it so – are you allowed to go into the stands? Some indoor you can't, or –
I don't think you can.
Okay, so how do you mute? Try? All right, I got one.
All right, Riley.
You get one sub.
One sub. I like it. So wait, it's like a 3-person team?
Wait, does your partner get to sub you out, or do you have to sub yourself out, or is it a collective?
I don't know. You get one sub.
Yo, get Riley out.
Captain.
I think that would be legendary.
I dig that rule. Staff?
I don't know. I might be stumped on this one. There's too much variability. We tried the 4-touch block once. We switched back and forth between that twice when the FIVB was considering it. That was garbage, so not that. I don't know. Let's serve maybe. Not a huge fan of it.
Yeah.
I think I'd get rid of it.
I think it slows down the game.
I got it. If you pass
if you were to call it
on serve receive, you get an extra touch.
Oh no, sorry. All right. If you
Nice.
bounce it super hard, it's 2 points. That's
Oh,
there.
That would help
Yeah.
you, Stafford.
no.
There's a
good
bounce
Right.
meter.
Like, actually, yeah. Yep.
If you bounce it over 20 feet, then you get a bonus point.
Exactly.
Bounce meter?
Yes.
I like this.
Yep.
We
Just
could just
add
start
an
our
extra
own game and
200.
out all these rules.
I'm good. The
Bounce
next
meter
4-on-4
and-
special
yeah.
put on by the McKibbins can be whatever rules we want.
Put on a
Madison,
bounce meter.
any rule?
Bounce
I
meter
mean,
on every
everyone in old school is going to hate me, but I would say like maybe a little bit looser on the hands calls. That's just for
Looser?
me. That's just for me personally.
I just got
Ryan,
to
Make it looser.
I mean, it's not going to be terrible, but let's loosen up a little bit. Maybe not get those calls and
I mean, I'm with Madison. Like no one
Let the
wants to
kids
see
play.
a
Let the
long
kids play.
rally. Yeah, no one wants to see a long rally ended
Indoor
by
setting.
the ref calling.
Guy with indoor hands saying that.
What if
I
we
never have to
just
set.
What if we just got rid of referees? So then then we mic'd everybody up. How's that for a rule?
Dude, that's how it used to be. They used to. it used to be
Stafford,
just,
I'm
like,
taking
player
notes.
rest.
Wait, what would
Yeah.
you do if there's no referees?
And add the trough to the
yeah.
game.
And then there was like an arm wrestle. If you couldn't decide through words, you had to arm wrestle to see who wins the point.
Stafford, I think you're onto something.
All right, I think Riley. I like the
Write it
sub
down.
rule. That's our point for that one. Next
Bounce meter?
question. On a full schedule, so FIVB is running, AVP is running, NORCECA is also running. You can only play one event. What event do you play? Maddie, I'm going to pass this one to you since you've played in a lot of interesting events.
Does
I know.
prize money come into consideration?
I feel like the 4-man and like the
We'll throw it
snowball
in there.
doesn't really count. No, if I had
It
to pick
doesn't
one
count because
event-
you said FIVB, AVP, or NORCECA.
Yo,
Doesn't
Stafford, you know how many FIVB gold
Hold on,
and
I have to
silver
swipe
medals
over
I got?
to see you. Hold on, I
You
gotta
know
swipe to see
how
you.
many I
Oh,
got?
there you go.
You know what? Hold on. Can you see that?
There.
Hey, while
I
he's
just swiped
gone,
over. I can see you now. Yeah.
All right,
Hit
go
the
ahead. Go
mute
ahead, Try.
button.
What you got?
Oh,
try. Take it away.
You're gonna have the most experience here.
Yeah.
what's the event I would play? I mean, you want the biggest, highest pressure. Like my favorite matches ever were World Champs Stadium Court.
Like that, Stafford?
Look at those janky.
I'm gonna swipe over again. Hold on.
Same one you guys got.
Oh, yeah, look at those. Oh yeah, that's true. Look at that.
Yeah. Anyway,
What
what was I saying?
tries taking forever.
I don't know.
to run.
You couldn't hear
Maddie's
your thoughts
all
over
over
all
the
your
place.
medals clanging.
I'm
around.
out. I'm out.
I'm gonna say
Manhattan Open
I'm-
final again. That's the
Manhattan Open final. That's solid.
That's the funnest one.
I mean that's a match, not a tournament. So
that's it. Right.
So
I would play.
that's-
I would go with Stad. I've never been, and that sounds amazing, and it looks amazing. Always.
Stad's the popular vote for sure. I think pretty much everyone we have on the podcast who's been there is like, oh, yeah, Stad, hands down. So try. You
Yep.
picking a
I
world champ?
I misinterpreted my favorite like beach and tournament. And
That's your
crowd.
problem,
I would
dude.
go,
Mute.
Rio.
Mute.
Rio de
That's your
Janeiro.
problem.
Riley, how you doing?
Full crowd.
Riley, last one to go.
Wait, what did Madison choose?
I deferred. I took up my time.
You deferred? Okay.
Trinidad
I
and
haven't-
Tobago.
We haven't played in any FIV.
NORCECA Continental Final.
I like that. I'm gonna say, what is the? Yeah, I'll defer.
All
I
right,
got.
There it is.
Steph. I like you dipping into the NORCECA. I appreciate that. And you do have more
NORCECA
experience.
king
Yes, you are.
than anyone. It's
Wow,
gonna
that's
hold for
impressive.
a long time. Is it?
That's
All right.
impressive.
Trevor's right there with you.
Next
Trevor
question.
Clark.
All right, if you were given and the whatever funds are needed to host a tournament, you have a direct deposit, you have that money. Where do you host your beach volleyball tournament?
Easy.
All right, Maddie, easy. Let's hear it.
Maldives. Hands down.
Maldives.
Ooh.
Why?
Maldives, hands down. We all fly there. We're going to play 4-on-4. We're going to find a little atoll that's just sand so we could play for 6 hours. We're going to set up a court, all surrounded by water. There's a surf break just off to the left. So you can be surfing in between matches.
Just to the left.
Stafford, I don't know
Just to the
if you
left.
can swim, so we can get you swimming lessons, and we'll just play
Is there-
4-man beach. Just
Can I shoot some ducks or something? Is there ducks there?
there you go. We can play underneath the stars. There you go.
Do you have with a glow in the dark ball? Is that how you do that?
No, we
I
play
heard you-
during the day, Stafford. Didn't you hear me?
You said underneath the stars.
This would be
You can see
nighttime.
the
It's
stars during the day.
the only picture I have right now.
Hold on, let me swipe over.
All right, so Maddie's with the Maldives. Try. Where are you hosting?
I'm gonna go to Austria, back to Klagenfurt. I'm gonna bring it back, and everyone's gonna freak out. They're like, "Oh, we're back in Klagenfurt!" And full-on concert, Woodstock. Everyone sleeps overnight, and then just fill the stadium with water hoses, and everyone just rages, and we ball.
Staff, where are you hosting?
I want to pass until Riley goes. I want to pass.
U.S. Bank Stadium.
All right.
Riley.
I'm going to say the middle of the Sahara Desert.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Tough to stay
Tell me
hydrated
It's
out
going to be
there.
a battle royale.
Tell me more.
Battle to the death.
Battle to the death.
Oh,
$1 million purse.
you die.
No water. No
Games to 150.
No water.
That would go viral for sure.
Interesting. Interesting.
And that's what's important.
A true YouTuber right there.
I'd
Lot
bring
of
it
drone
back to
shots.
Baltimore. 1996 Olympic trials were there. Beach courts are still there. They don't.
Hey, no one asked you. It's Stafford. You're not a part of this.
I'm just
That's
throwing
true.
it out there, just in case Stafford needed
True.
more
I
help
know what
finding
asked
an
you.
answer.
Yeah. I feel like everyone wants to bring it back to your hometown. And judging from AVP Hawaii, we know that doesn't work for filling the stands. So, so Minnesota might not be the best option. But I do love the Minnesota State Fair. Hundreds of thousands of people every year. Maybe a sideshow there would be pretty good. But I don't know.
All right.
Or a volcano. I don't know. One of those two.
We just lost. We just lost like 75 listeners.
That was great.
Dude.
I love
All right,
that. That was awesome.
Maddie, I'm giving you the point for the Maldives. Or is it
That was
Maldives
great.
or Maldives? I
was-
don't know.
Maldives.
Dude, what
Yeah,
about the
I mean, how are we
Roman
gonna be-
Coliseum?
All right, we have
How are we
two more questions.
Oh, see?
Two
All
more
right.
questions.
Next question: what beach player has won quarantine so far? Who's done it the best?
Has one
Oh.
quarantine?
Okay, I
Yeah.
got it.
Man.
I'll go with Sarah Sponsel. She's been just on it, and she did the craziest ball spinning thing with the thing on her mouth. She was spinning like 3 balls at
I
once.
know, it's insane.
That was incredible.
And she bought a green screen just to make a single
Oh, she
video.
did?
And I
Yeah,
appreciate
she
that.
did. She did.
She's just freaking hopping the beer bros over
Yeah.
making big moves.
She's doing everything and anything. I'm gonna step in and give it to April Ross. April Ross has been
Ooh.
crushing it. You know, sitting in her kiddie pool, drinking a cocktail. It looks like setting up some plywood, hitting over the net, keeping it fresh. I think she's been killing it.
She has for sure. April went her video was insane. It got so many
Yeah.
views. Staff?
I don't really. I mean, I've just been spending time changing diapers and cutting up fruit
Stafford,
snacks and
Stafford, did
food.
you
I don't
do
even know I don't know. You
Did
guys
you
are the
do
first
the
people I've ever
Castaway
seen.
video?
This is the first, I mean,
Wait, Stafford, did you do
yeah.
the Castaway video during quarantine?
No, that was somebody else.
Oh, no, your
No,
Castaway
yeah, it was
video.
me. Like what?
No, I asked, was it during quarantine?
He was asking when you did it.
When
not
you
if
It was like
did
did
it.
Oh,
He was trying to
it
pay
was
you a
like day 3.
compliment.
Look,
That-
look,
Yeah.
the campfire is still there.
Because, I mean, April never
Still
made
on the wall.
great videos, but I think that's hands down the best video that was made all of quarantine.
Yeah.
That was so funny, dude.
That was best
It
original
didn't make
script.
That was best
didn't
original.
make Sports Center.
Best original.
That was first take, by the way.
Wow.
I was like
Damn.
7:30 in the morning. I was like, yeah, get it done. So I think I did. I think I won quarantine.
I kind of agree with you.
Riley, do you have a choice? Do you have a pick, or did you go?
I
sponsor?
can't compete with any of those answers.
What about Jameson?
He's not a beach volleyball player.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't count.
Not yet, anyway. Not yet.
What about
we have
Reed and his max potential stuff?
Yeah.
So we're gonna open that? No. All right. Yeah, he's been doing good.
Yeah.
All right, so we have one more question left. I'll give you guys a quick score update. So try, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maddie, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're also at 6, making a run. Riley is at 1, 2, 3, 4, also at 6. And Staff, 1, 2, 3. You're also at 6. I didn't do that on purpose. I promise.
Wow.
Travis, what kind of show is this?
It's for the kids, Stafford. It's for the kids.
Sudden death.
Tiebreaker.
Sudden Bakey.
All right.
All right.
Tiebreaker. What is more important, the pregame dinner or the day of breakfast? And what do you have?
Pre-game.
Assuming we're playing at night in a big night match.
Nope. So
Why?
No.
Travis, that's the question you end with? Travis, I'm giving you a minus point.
you're playing Sunday morning. What's more important, the meal that you have Saturday night to get ready for it to fuel up, or the breakfast that day? That's what I'm saying.
I think the meal the night before, because you're playing Sunday. That morning meal, unless you eat early enough, is probably not going to affect you too much in that first match. It might hurt you in the second match or the third match, but I think that first match you could probably even get by without eating breakfast.
So what are you having? What's your big pregame dinner?
I always go some sort of pasta, preferably with meat sauce.
Too much
Okay.
gluten.
All right,
For
well,
you, maybe.
Try while you're going. What you got?
Well, listen, I mean, everyone's going to eat healthy before they match their match, right? We got 90% of us that are going to eat healthy before their match, but it's the 10%,
Bacon and fruit.
the small percent that eat healthy the night before and understand that that's still fueling your system. So I think the night before meal is the most important. It nourishes your body from the day before. I'm assuming we're playing on Sunday. So it's all about recovery at the highest level. So it's about recovering throughout that night. The morning is just your fuel. Do we just call it?
What do you have in track?
Did I just?
What? Oh,
What do you have?
I'm going with some bird, some green veggies, and brown rice. Maybe a little bit shoyu.
Okay. Now, Steph, I've
salt.
seen you. I've seen
replacing.
your slow cooker concoction, so I'm interested to see what you have night before, or if breakfast is more important for you.
Well, I'm not having anything out of the slow cooker before. I'm not going like pork carnitas the night before. No, I would say, I mean, breakfast, I think, is definitely important. Obviously, you don't want to eat like trash the night before, but I think if you're not fueling appropriately in the morning, like going in empty tank is probably not a great idea. But that said, I mean, I always go bacon in the morning because I love it. And a little fruit and maybe some huevos, a little egg. I definitely don't eat a lot in the morning. I save that for the feast after the day is done.
And Maddie, are you answering, or was it a walk off?
No, I refuse to answer that question because that was a terrible question to end this whole thing. So I give you minus 1,000 points, and we all win.
That's a
So
forfeit.
everyone wins. Except
Everyone
Madison.
wins.
That was a terrible question, Travis.
Well, I had 21 prepared, Maddie, and then I had to reduce it to 15. So you threw me off, and I
He
just had
was
to pick one
testing
random.
you.
How do I
He
leave
was
this?
testing you, Madison.
How do I leave this?
I
thing?
was going to end on the rule question. You had to add, change, or remove one rule.
Hey,
but
I don't
then we
want-
had to change it
Ooh,
around.
I like it. Madison he's just messing with you.
Yep.
Let's,
Do
do we have one more? Do we have one more question?
Do
one
you
more,
guys
right?
want one more question?
Let's
No,
do.
I think I won already.
Let's end with a banger.
End with a
Try-
banger.
Yeah, you
Well,
can't.
who-
end
might
it.
have won. You might have answered correctly, but then you also get minus 1 point because it was kind of boring.
It was
but
pretty
I'm
boring.
playing- I know my points now.
Really boring.
So it
Like-
averages out. We gotta go one more.
I'm playing for the sports writer.
But it was a boring question, so
Yeah.
All right, let
true.
me.
You gotta spice it up.
Let's see.
Who won that though, Travis? Someone's got to get a point.
nobody
I
cares.
was giving
We're
it to Stafford
stripping
because he
that.
said bacon. Stafford won with the bacon.
Wow, Stafford won with bacon. That was a tragic answer. Dude's like, well, I guess breakfast and
Now it's
like
getting
some fruit
personal.
and
It
some
was
bacon
it was
'cause I
fun
like
playing
it.
with you guys.
Listen, kids, what you need to eat before your
The fun-
championship day match is bacon.
All right.
Guys,
All right. So since we'll do one more question.
Seattle, I had bacon for breakfast.
We'll finish
got?
on one
Last
more
one.
then. Since the match was the most viewed golf match in golf history, so if you guys had to pick one celebrity to play a beach volleyball match with, who's your guy or gal?
Celebrity or athlete or what do we like?
Well, I mean, athletes they get into the celebrity category these days, so it's if it's a big enough name.
Is the question like who do we want to hang out with, or who do we like? What's the goal here?
Who are you picking on
Like-
your team to?
Like, are we trying to sell ad space to
Or
you
are
know
we
like
trying to
the
win?
pro? Yeah, are we trying to win?
I think you're trying to win. It's I mean, how much money do they bet? Like 20.
Are we trying to like raise money for like fundraising, or what's the goal here?
Well,
I'll
they
take Oprah.
So-
I don't know.
yeah.
So I would say if you had to pick one celebrity to win, I mean, I think they bet like $5 million. So if you had to put a fair amount of money on this match,
Ooh.
and you're picking a celebrity to play with, who are you picking?
I'll take Luke Walton. Honestly, I've played against him, and he's one of the best blockers I've played against, including volleyball players. He's not amazing at pass set hit, but his blocking. But he's good enough in those three categories to where I would feel confident playing against someone else with another celebrity.
Like Stafford, you know how good of a blocker he is, right? Right? You remember? I think we have replays of that somewhere.
Let me swipe over. So yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, there's a couple slow-mos of just deer
All
paws
right, so
over.
Riley's going with Luke Walton. Try, who are you picking to play against Riley McKibbin and Luke Walton?
Well, first of all, that's a ridiculous statement that he's one of the best blockers. I mean, just take like Boban, the 7'6" guy, and just tell him to put his hands over, and he'd be a better blocker than Luke Walton.
Perfect. Take him then. Try.
I'll take both. I'll take Chef Curry. I've seen him peppering. His mom used to play. I want to say she played at Virginia. He's got the touch. He knows the game. He can play behind me.
Bruh, I would let's try to make that happen. Me and Luke versus you and Steph Curry.
Hey, Luke knows Chef. Let's go.
We could actually see this play out. So I kind of like
Stafford?
those two answers. Staff?
What about Steve Nash? Steve Nash plays some volley, doesn't he?
Oh,
He's been around.
That would be
What if I
really
take
good.
Chase Buttinger?
How about,
I don't think he's a superstar anymore. He switched from
about
the
Slick
NBA.
Nash?
You're not a superstar anymore.
So we got all NBA. This is the all NBA beach volleyball team right here. Maddie, where are you going?
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray.
Done. Love that guy.
I'm giving
Oh
it.
my God!
I think I got to give it to
Yeah.
Madison.
Yeah.
That's our winner.
Bill
Nice,
Murray.
came back
Oh
for
my
the win.
gosh!
So Maddie,
Nice
back from the
job,
dead. You were
dude.
down 2-4. I told you were just pacing yourself.
Yeah. Stafford knows. Me and Riley come from behind on the win. Woo!
All right, so Maddie, you
Yeah.
get to pick
It's a long season.
a club of your choice to donate Wilson equipment to.
Okay.
Congratulations on your momentous victory on
Thank
our first edition of
Look how bitter Try is right now.
I was just about to start clapping. Just
Bill.
to recover.
All right, boys.
Love it.
Well, I appreciate you guys coming
You
on.
guys, thanks for playing. Thanks for trying. That was fun.
Bill freaking.
That was fun. Let's do that again.
Bill Murray, it's a Cinderella story, Maddie.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, boys. Well, thanks to Wilson for putting the show on for us, and thanks to you guys for popping on and dealing with some stupid questions, some okay questions.
Yeah. I think
I thought you did
fine.
great, Travis. Good work.
Yeah, dude. Thank you for having us, Travis.
Absolutely. All right, boys. Shoots.
Bye.
Later, guys.
Later, fellas.
See ya.